think I do.
Alright, well, you got to introduce it now.
Okay, this is whatever we're calling it. Number 3.
No, number 3.
Number 3.
Wait, what did I call it in the document?
Oh yeah, you can.
Terms and conditioning.
Terms and that is actually. I don't know why. When you said it before, I didn't think it was that funny. Now it's fucking hilarious. Terms and conditioning is actually sick. Okay, so we was gonna start a conversation about. I think it's like that. It's got to be the oldest question. It has to be the oldest question in regards to fighting games. What is neutral? I think. Oh, you start with your explanation because I didn't give mine. I just wanted to hear what yours was, and I was pondering on it. So.
Well, okay. No, you go first. I've gone first every time.
Okay.
I'm going to flip reverse it, Missy Elliott. Hold this.
Buzz. In your face. So, neutral. I'm trying to forget what you said. To me, neutral is... It's the point in the game where every strategy is viable.
Alright.
I can't think of a really good way to say it without being like some hippie tree hugger sort of thing. Like, it's...
Neutral's all in your mind.
It's literally all in your mind. It's whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
Super dash and neutral. I don't know. So, neutral is like the point in the... Okay. Oh my, this is even worse. Neutral is the point in the game where everything seems like a good idea. Which is probably worse than the original one.
Christ, that's intense.
That point in the game where it's like, oh, this could work.
Yeah.
I've formulated this plan and I can like dash up, blah blah blah, call an assist, blah blah blah. That point in the game is neutral. Where I guess it's better to do it the other way around. Neutral is the point in the game where you're not forced to do something or forced to address something.
I agree. I was just thinking about it right then. Neutral. Like, I was thinking about like neutral on block, right? It's 0-0.
Yeah.
It's anything goes.
Yeah.
No, it's no man's land. Neutral is 0. It's 0.
Uncanny Valley.
It's uncanny valley. No one knows what's good. Like it's. I guess, kind of by definition, you're neutral, so you are at an equal situation.
Yeah, it's self-explanatory,
kind of.
I think I don't see the situation you said, like the 0 on block, anything goes. For some reason, I'm probably wrong, but this is how I always saw it. That's the footsie range. Close quarters neutral is footsies to me.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know why I think like that. I never got told. Don't blame Juicebox or nothing, but I always saw footsies as the point where you poke with normals, you can't
where
poke.
toes connect.
Footsies. Footsies.
See, I think you're right by a modern definition of footsies.
I will say, because I did say this as well, I do consider like fireballs footsies.
Yes. Okay.
So, yeah, okay. But yeah, go.
But that's what I was going to say. It's
Yeah.
like, I think in older games where fireballs were more of a thing,
Yeah.
you would use, you could zone someone full screen in ST for a very long fucking period of time.
Right.
And it was still footsies, It was fireball traps and all this sort of shit. Less of a thing nowadays. Footsies, fireballs in 255 are an extension of your buttons almost now.
Yeah, pokes.
Yeah, they're pokes.
Even though they've always been pokes, they're like more pokey.
Yeah, they're more now like that is their purpose. Whereas before it was like they are pokes and they are like zoning
tools, yeah.
whatever you want to call
away,
zoning.
whatever,
Yeah. But I do think of neutral as just being 0-0 in.
Yeah,
in
that's
any
mad.
situation.
That's completely different to me. Neutral to me is maybe because I played hooker for so long. Neutral is when my back's to my corner and your back's to your corner.
Right.
That's like
full screen.
Neutral space.
Yeah.
You're thinking neutral as in frames. I'm thinking of space being neutral, where you've both got the space to do whatever you want to do, whether it be dash forward, throw a projectile, and not being mindless.
Yeah.
Do you think there's a difference between footsies and neutral, or are they just the same thing?
I don't. I think they're completely different things.
Right.
So I think neutral. Okay, I had the words, but now I forgot them. So like footsies implies like call and response almost.
Yep.
Where it's like I am responding, it becomes footsies when I'm considering your range almost.
Yep.
When I'm suddenly going, I'm aware of your buttons and I'm aware of your like space control and all this, then it kind of becomes footsies because it becomes a battle of positioning as well as sort of like what button works in this situation. Neutral is almost just kind of like it's foreplay for footsies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fully like that.
I'm probably. I honestly think this is gonna give you the WhatsApp. You know, the hands on the face emote. This is what this comment's gonna do to you. I think personally. So I had this like idea of footsies and neutral in my head from time, but until I played Fury, I could visualize it. So Fury, you know the non was it QC?
Oh my days!
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know exactly where this is going.
So for anyone who's played Fury, right? So when you start Fury, it turns into like a SMUP, right?
Yeah.
That's neutral. Close quarters is footsies.
Oh my days!
Because to me, footsies is when it turns into RPS, rock paper scissors. So you've got frame traps, you've got pokes, and you've got whiff punishing.
Yeah.
One beats the other. When you get into that, that's when it's footsies. Because you can't counter poke someone at full screen.
I don't know, but you kind of can though. Like it depends on the tools that the characters are given. Like if you've got two zoners fight each other.
Yeah.
I'm talking like old school style zoners, like two Sagats.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say something like Gearus, who can counter zone with.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like counter zoning is kind of like.
Would that not be footsies?
It's footsies, but it's like when you're playing, when Cassie's doing like low gunshot from like full screen away, that's still footsies in my mind. Like that's not well, it is neutral, but like neutral, like I said, it's just like a neutral situation in my brain.
Okay.
That's what neutral is. It's just like 0-0 in any situation is neutral.
See,
which is probably wrong, but that's just how my brain interprets it.
I think the only problem with that is that I think of Geef versus Sagat, and I'm like, it's never neutral. Because it's always Sagat with the advantage from far away, then Geef with the advantage when he's close up.
Yeah.
So
but
no
that's
one's
what
zero.
I'd say footsies is. Because
so there's never neutral in that matchup.
It's neutral, but it's like as soon as you start, like it's the light switch is off. You know what I mean? like it's neutral when it's just like two people stood there. But as soon as someone has intention, it becomes footsies almost.
But when is Sagat not going to throw Sagat's not going to throw a fireball at green hand range in Street Fighter 4.
Yeah.
So
that's when it becomes footsies.
But then it's always footsies. Because when he's not in green hand range, he's always throwing a fireball.
I don't know, like... But, like, if you're not doing anything, is it... Oh, alright, yeah. Okay. Let me think about this real quick. I guess my definition of... Because neutral is, like, really easily conflated with footsies, right?
Yeah. I honestly
And-
think some people think it's the same thing. And I wouldn't begrudge someone thinking
No, I think it's perfectly reasonable to say footsies and neutral is the same thing. I don't actually think your definition of it is incorrect, but it's just the way that I've always thought about it. It's just being in a neutral situation where, like, I don't know, by definition, I always think of it as like 0-0. But like, you're not wrong in going like, Sagat has an advantage. So is there ever truly a 0-0? If I stand outside of like fucking Ryu's buttons, am I in a 0-0 situation or am I actually at advantage? Like, so everything is footsies and everything is neutral at the same time. By my definition, that's why it doesn't work. Whereas yours is more like, it's like range. It's like neutral is like
space.
When you can walk forward without consequence and walk back without consequence.
Where footsies, there is consequence.
Exactly.
There's a reason for you to do it, to initiate close quarter combat. Where, but you said about the counter zoning destroys my theory. Because Gearus, you can zone Gearus, but even like Rose was good at counter zoning.
Exactly.
If you didn't zone Rose, that would be zero. That would be your neutral.
Yes.
So if it was Rose against Sagat would be losing in neutral because he couldn't zone.
Because
he was scared of the counter zoning. So my theory falls when you talk about counter zoning.
Yeah, but then it's really difficult because like neutral. there is never really a neutral situation unless you're playing a mirror match, right?
Yeah.
Like, by my definition,
no, I agree.
There's no neutral situation because someone always has the advantage or disadvantage just due to spacing. But saying what you were saying about neutral being there being like kind of less to no consequence for doing an action, if I walk forward and you walk back at full screen, I get the advantage. So even then, where it's like, you may say there's no consequence, but there is a big consequence because I get screen control. By default.
Yeah.
If we're both at full screen and you hold back and I hold forward...
You've got more screen control.
Exactly. Yeah. So even then, there is no sort of like...
I guess then you have to adopt the thinking that being cornered is bad, which I think there's no defense for, which I'm trying to think of quickly, which I don't think there is. Yeah. I mean, you. Okay, so when you're cornered, obviously, the drawback of being cornered is footsie's stronger for the person
outside the corner.
But why is that? That's because they can move back and the other person can't.
Yes.
But that doesn't change what the opponent. I mean, it does. It limits one option.
Yeah.
But you can play footsies without walking backwards.
Yes, it's limited footsies, but you still can. But is footsies defined by being able to move?
That's what I'm thinking, because I'm not even trying. Well, I'm trying to be an arsehole. I'm trying to be devil's advocate.
Yeah.
But it's like when I'm in the corner, it's like, cool. Now all I have to do is react to you jumping in my space so I can flash kick you with Leo.
Yeah.
Now I've got back turn. I don't need to go nowhere. I want you to come towards me.
It limits it limits everyone's options to a certain degree.
Even the person with the advantage gets a little bit more predictable because they're going to take advantage of you in the corner. Because
it's no longer cool and response in the corner. It's now just cool, right?
Cool and pick up, bro.
Yeah, it's cool to pick up. It's a bailiff. You need to get that. It's just cool. Just cool girls everywhere.
It's cold. Oh wow, damn. I was gonna say cold callers, but yeah, cool girls. That works as well. Because it's never gonna be a 2-minute phone call. Never.
It's just like, I get what you're saying, but then there are things like walk up block in the corner and blah blah blah, and it gets like a bit grey in terms of like there are ways of baiting the person in the corner to react. Because if you know someone is just reacting, like that's a really easy response, right?
Mm-hmm.
You just walk up block, or you just like pump down, and then they go like, oh, like they're gonna do something. So it can become, although it may simplify it for you, it also simplifies it for them, because then suddenly they're doing something to bait your reaction, and then you have to go, actually, I'll do fireball YRC and then get out of the corner.
Yeah, I think it's because of my mentality of being cornered from playing charge characters.
Yeah,
I've got a thing where it's like, I'll always look for the positive in a situation. So when I'm cornered, I will be like, in some games, not even most games now, it's like, you can't cross me up.
Yeah.
So there is a benefit for being in the corner, which does give you an advantage, because there's one less thing you've got to look for.
Yeah.
Kind of. I mean, I'm still not going to argue that being in the corner is good.
Yeah,
I'm never going to say that, obviously.
Yeah.
But I guess, does neutral have to be that you've got the same advantage and disadvantage? Because then, again, you're never going to have neutral, because someone's always got an answer to, even in neutral. Birdie's got Dolphin. He can dive in on you.
Maybe let's bring it back. Maybe neutral is like neutral in terms of positioning on the stage.
Damn.
Like maybe it's just like, oh, that's so.
I've
blown my own mind.
That was super deep.
I went full Kurt Cobain, mate. Like my head is all over the show. Like what? Like maybe it's just a case of like having neutral positioning on the fucking stage, because like as soon as you like Street Fighter, you walk past that red line on training stage, like things change.
Dive
kick, man. That's mad.
Is it? Could it be that?
It like kind of makes sense. In a weird way, it kind of makes sense, because like even though you may not be neutral in terms of like matchup, like screen is everything. No character is worse when they've got you to the corner.
So do you think like maybe there's a bigger parallel between footsies and neutral? Like neutral is literally, it's what I saw as neutral as in space, but it's the space, not my space.
Yeah,
it's the space. Who is closer to the center of the screen? has the neutral.
Yeah. I that kind of makes sense to me. But like, I mean, like it's a term that everyone has just like kind of bastardized in terms of like they basically just call it footsies. Like you could cut this video short at like 1 minute and just go like
Same thing.
it's footsies, whatever.
Exactly.
Like, but I actually don't. I kind of like the idea that stage control is kind of like by definition neutral.
It's its own thing. It's got its own.
Yeah, because like controlling neutral to me is kind of like if someone goes, oh yeah, he was really good at controlling neutral. I do think about stage positioning.
Yeah, not pokes and counter pokes.
No.
That is footsies to me.
Yeah, exactly. So I think even then it's like, even if you throw fireballs and stuff into footsies, which I think you could do if you want to, like it's, but the stage itself like kind of deserves an objective term. Yeah. Like, because it is such an important thing and you don't have to do anything to control it. You can walk forward. Which like that can control more stage than them. Like
it's weird because it's like I did think it, but I couldn't say it. Like because when I see like Guile players play and they do boom and not walk back, I'm like that's good neutral.
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're not giving up space to poke. Mm-hmm. If we're classing fireballs as a poke, if they hold their ground and don't move back, I'm like that's good neutral because it's easy to walk back, throw boom, walk back, throw boom.
Yeah,
but to stay in one spot and throw booms, not executionally, obviously, it's not hard. But it's hard to be like, I ain't moving back.
Standing your ground is the hardest bit of Guile.
Yeah,
because everyone can, for 10 seconds, when everyone's picked up Guile for a wee bit, and then you walk back, throw fireball, and for 10 seconds you're like the shit. You anti-air, and then you're in the corner and you lose. Like, everyone's done that. And that, you know, they may have had good footsies there where they anti-aired you, but they didn't have good neutral because they gave up the stage. And that is what makes a good Guile player. I think it works.
That's mad. I don't know why I never thought. Like, I never put two and two together.
I guess I think it's something that is ignored a lot. Obviously everyone's like, oh yeah, your back's in the corner, that's great. But one of the hardest things is punishing someone for moving backwards.
Yeah.
So like versus there's like this weird fucking world of players which we've all encountered where they've seen Daigo walk back and forward and then they start doing it. And then all you do is react to them walking back by walking forward.
Yeah.
And then they're like, all right, cool, I'll go back some more. And then like suddenly they're in the corner and they don't really understand the dynamic that's going on there where it's like, actually, you're moving back for a reason. You move forward for a reason. Like there are decisions in movement.
It's that like fake shimmy.
Exactly.
You're shimmying outside of ranges that you're not in.
Yeah. But you watch a lot of good players nowadays. I think Takedo versus Daigo is a really good example. They walk up and block a lot. And the reason they're doing that and not just shimmying all of the time is you can punish a shimmy without hitting someone. Yeah. If someone walks out your range and you walk into
you won the little minigame.
You won the minigame. Like you've got more of the screen and you're blocking, so it's a safe decision for you to make unless they like preemptively hit a button. That's one of the harder things to get in fighting games. And I think neutral is a really good way of like defining that because I don't think it's talked about enough.
No, the last time I heard it was, and even this time when I heard it in regards to how Dominion plays.
Yeah.
And it was like, Dominion can fight with his back to the corner.
Yes.
It wasn't like he is purposely putting himself in the corner to play like this. Maybe he was, I don't know.
Yeah.
But if what people were saying is his game plan to go like, look, I'm going to throw booms. I don't mind if I go to the corner, so I'll just walk back. When I get to the corner, now I know exactly that. Well, I know you can't make my flash kick whiff.
Yes, yeah.
Because you're always going to be at the range where if you jump, it's going to hit. If my back wasn't to the corner and I walked back and you jumped, maybe my flash kick would whiff.
Yeah.
Well, obviously you can't do that, but you know what
I mean. Yeah. But it's like, it's limiting the variables, right?
Yeah.
Like you're no longer thinking about your own space. But then even the best people to fight out the corner are the people that see the shimmy and then fucking walk into it, right?
Yeah.
Like, because you're not always going to be able to low forward it because low forwards in Street Fighter are slow. So, like, they're the people that walk forward into it and then suddenly I've got a little bit of room to, like, bait a button.
Yeah.
And they're the people that are real good. Like, not just like, guess fucking EX Fireball to push you away. It's like, actually, I'm punishing you for even thinking about creating a trap here. Because that's how I play Sakura. I just trap in the corner. I don't necessarily mix, where I just like put you in the corner and I do buttons you can't jump over to bait a jump, basically.
Yeah.
But keep you pinned in the corner and keep some pressure on you.
I think like the time I kind of definitely thought, okay, being in the corner isn't that bad and that you can use it to your advantage was when I used to play Jibs across Tekken. Now, probably not many people know about Jibs, but Jibs had the best poke game.
Yeah.
Like, by far. Like, you thought about walking into the range, that move was at.
Yeah.
But something that I thought that gave me big balls, and I thought, yeah, I'm the guy, was that I would be like, I know Jibs always buffers.
Yeah.
So I'd walk into the range of his poke, knowing that he's gonna buffer, because Jibs will only do something on you walking forward. That's why he was so good at counter poking you, because you'd be like, you're walking forward, bang, here's my crouch medium, and I'm always buffering it, because if it whiffs, then it's not gonna come out.
Exactly.
So I'll just walk in block into it, and I was like, well, if I'm the corner, it's easier to do that tactic.
Yeah. It's also kind of like it's like the baby's first Smash game thing of like standing at the edge of the stage and someone runs at you and you throw them off. You know what I mean? Where it's like, there are some lunatics who play it, and I've definitely felt this. Who have I felt this with the most? I think CT does it quite well, where it's like you corner him and you're like stoked on corner pressure. But like,
rabid animal, bro.
He's rabid, so it's like you corner him and then you somehow end up cornered, and you're like, do I want this positioning? Because like, I'd rather be mid-screen versus Slay,
Where he's predictable,
because like Slay has limited options. But if I put him in the corner, the chance of me getting cornered is so fucking like heavy, because then like you're fucked, right?
Because you get into that range where his forward dash and back dash is a mix-up.
Exactly. So then suddenly you're just like, actually, like, I am willing to not take the corner positioning just because the risk is so high of me getting put in there somehow. Like, whether he IAD YSCs or whether he dashes forward YSCs, any of his bullshit. Like, there are players that play like that, and they're pretty fucking, like, it's a scary thing not being able to take the neutral, like, victory as part of it.
It's mad, because that situation is the exact situation where I was like, I think Leo, this is the only situation where Leo beats Slayer, because I'd 5H. Because it hits both sides.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like, you can dash all you want, mate.
Yeah,
you can stay same side or crossing me up, I'm hitting you regardless.
Yeah.
So when I saw other people playing them, I was like, I wouldn't rush him down if I was you. This character's going to explode and kill you. Like, you want space. You want a space where Mapper's at its tip and he can't combo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
When you cornered him and you think you've got him, he has more options. The closer you are to him, regardless if he can move back, he's dangerous.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I saw it when I played that matchup. But it kind of goes back to neutral might be dependent on the characters on screen.
Yeah. But even then, you could still define neutral as screen, like, stage control.
Yeah, it's just advantageous in different matchups.
Exactly.
Right.
It's just like not always. I mean, it's very rare, but
Very rare.
But like sometimes you give up corner, like you do it with Cassie quite a lot, because Cassie Cassie in MK11 doesn't have the best mix, right? So I'm gonna like maybe throw or like do a meaty or whatever the fuck, just normal people shit, regular guy mix.
Yeah.
And like that's fine, but my reward for it, because she doesn't get corner combos, is so low that actually I'll take that corner control and then walk a bit further out than normal. And then if you jump in and I anti you, I get a combo. If I get a whiff punish, I get a combo. Like, there are situations where you don't take it, but that still, even them having their back to the corner to some degree means that characters can't counter zone me as well. And
it makes it easy for you to play the spacing game, because it's like, I know my spot now.
Exactly.
When they can walk back, you have to walk forward. There's less, like you said, there's no calling responses. I'm calling, pick up the phone.
Yeah, that's it.
Man's at the door, innit?
Man's at the door.
Man's at the door. That's I don't know if people, I don't know if it's like a common consensus to think of neutral as space.
I don't think it is.
I think the frame way you said about being zero, it being neutral in the respect of we're both at a
equal footing.
Yeah, that's the best way to put it. Yeah. So, but then when I did used to think that, I was like, in DBZ, if you block an overhead, it's zero, and it's like, this don't feel like neutral. Like, it feels like who's quick,
Yeah.
who's quick at scrambles, and that's why I never really like to put neutral. I guess there's two literal definitions of it: neutral as in the frames, and neutral as in the space of neutral.
Yeah. I completely agree with you, because there are characters that, you know, they'll put you at 0, but then it's like, do I want to be fucking 0 versus this character? Because some character, like 0 versus Zangief, is fucking terrifying. Like, cool, I might firm a 720 right now. Like,
You'd rather have the blocks done, literally.
You'd rather have the blocks done. So it's like, yeah, neutral can't, by definition of matchups, neutral never exists unless you're playing a mirror, right? Like that true 0 in life situation, like that never really happens, whereas screen control always happens for everyone.
Maybe. So do you think neutral is, you can only have advantage in neutral on when it favors your character, or do you have advantage in neutral in respect to the stage?
In respect to the stage, I imagine.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Leo against Slayer in the corner.
Yeah.
Your character
Well,
against Slayer.
but even then, it's kind of like then this. I think it's kind of the same thing. I think you can't either or is just kind of like a weird specific. Like I feel like they always are going to work together. So it's like the stage is always going to be more beneficial to. Like, when I play against CT specifically, I would rather be mid-screen rather than in the corner. And that's due to matchup, that's due to the screen or the stage.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree to be a dickhead.
All right.
But I will defend my dickhead actions.
Okay.
Because once upon a time, I used to play Captain America. And he had better combos mid-screen than he did in the corner.
Yeah, it's the same with Cassie.
But then, surely, that's irrespective. Well, it's counter to the positioning on screen, because the position on screen, the specific that when you're talking about the space on screen, you're saying universally it's better to have someone cornered.
So,
I'm gonna put the finger, everyone.
No, you got a finger. You got a full fucking Tony Blair finger right now. But it's better for you. You wouldn't want your back against that corner, right?
Or theirs, but you'd still rather be in their half of the screen. If we think about that Street Fighter 4 red line in the middle of the screen, you would still rather be on their side of that red line, right? Shout out to training mode, yeah. But
so that's still going to be staged. Like, you may not want to push them right to the corner. You might want to do like I do with Cassie, where you're a bit further out, and then you're getting them to come into your buttons.
Yeah.
So that's still stage advantage, because then they can't go full screen and start zoning you.
Yep.
They have to, like, their options are more limited.
But when you get to that point, so say you got the red line in the middle, then you've got blue lines out of the quarter.
Yeah.
I don't want to go past the blue line as Cap or Leo against Slayer. Or your Cassie.
Yeah.
But if you're a rushdown character, you do.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. The stage is relevant to the characters.
Yeah.
And it's not a universal, like, every person wants the corner. I mean, most of the time it is. You don't want to always corner the character, which makes it that space
is relative.
Oh my! I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it. I feel like we have to play royalties and stuff. But yeah, space is relative when it comes to advantage and disadvantage.
I mean, like you said, 99% of the time, and you want the corner. Neutral is very easily defined by corner, and like this. But there are these exceptions where it's like you want to be further out for combos, or you don't want the risk of back throw being something that like could literally lose you the game, right? Like actually, Jammers is probably the best example, because he puts you in a corner. All of his combos are going to put you in a corner.
Yeah.
All of his command throws are going to put you in a corner. Well, not all of them, but in my head, all of them.
It feels like it.
It feels like it. So, like, versus him, it's like, when you get him to the corner, you're like, fuck, I have to mix up our maker. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, I'm going to eat a clap somewhere. Like, everyone's getting STDs. Everyone's getting the clap. Like, it's just mad.
Do you think, like, how important do you think... Oh, this is a dumb question, but I'm a dumb person. So, do you think one is more beneficial than the other? Like, neutral or footsies? To have, if you had Aladdin, you're the street rat, and you've got the genie,
Yeah.
and you can wish for perfect neutral or perfect footsies. What's the wish?
Well, I guess by definition, if you have good footsies, they could never get you to the corner. Like, if every
Damn
time...
the loophole.
That's the loophole,
That's
right?
the loophole,
That's
yeah.
the loophole.
Good footsies will never lead to bad
Yeah,
neutral.
if you wreck a punish every single button, and every time they walk forward...
But I mean, to play neutral, you have to walk back as well.
Yeah.
To a degree.
No, you do.
Yeah.
Like, it's obviously both of these things are gonna fucking interact in some way. Like, that's like the obvious thing. But like, I think obviously with footsies, you know, I've played against people that are really good at whiff punishing, but I can just corner them. Like, I can just work them to the corner and then just get such a good situation where suddenly I'm fucking punishing everything you do, and it doesn't matter how good your whiff punishes are. But like, you know, normally speaking, anyone that's good at footsies is pushing that, trying to stay at a specific range. And that normally means reacting to you walking back. That means threatening you with stuff to make you walk back. It normally all ties together.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I mean, I did say it was a dumb question.
Yeah, it's a dumb question, but like...
Fair enough.
But still, it's like, you know, like, in that world, I would get for the good footsies.
How important do you think neutral is?
I think it's, like, in modern games, it seems to be everything. So half characters nowadays seem to not have mix-ups mid-screen, but have fucking insane mix-ups in the corner.
Do you think with, like, modern games, because it's easier to... Actually, no. Let's go back. How do you play neutral?
How do you play
Because we defined footsies, but not really neutral.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, they're kind of... One's going to lead to the other, right? So, if you are scared of my options, you have to either move out of the way of them or preemptively beat them. And walking someone to the corner is like we were saying with like Daigo and all that, it's like a talent. Being able to walk someone to the corner, like taking no risk because they are scared of what you can do. I don't think you can establish space or neutral without establishing footsies at the same time.
You sure about that one?
I feel like it. I kind of feel like... Cause
I mean, we did talk about Scorpion.
We did talk about Scorpion. But you know what I'm saying? Like, if you... Like, there are definitely characters that ignore neutral. And there are definitely characters that ignore footsies. Like, that is a thing.
Do you... And obviously that's what people normally moan about.
Yes.
Like, they moan... So, when characters disregard the sacred land of footsies and instantly get in... Well, is neutral about getting in into an advantageous situation, right?
Yeah.
So when you can get in without either skill, execution, risk, is that bypassing it or is that you playing neutral?
I think like, as much as when I play online, I'm like, fucking scrubs, like not playing like it is neutral in it,
right?
Because like, do you agree?
I think, yeah. I don't want to agree, but yeah,
it's like everyone hates it apart from the person doing it.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it is still neutral. At the end of the day, these things have risks.
Missiles won't risk.
I mean. Fucking Ali will say the
Ali, no risk.
No risks.
No risk. So that's what I mean. Like, do you...
There are always going to be exceptions to that, right? Like, they're fucking, you know, Marvel. Like, there are characters that just ignore... Or situations where characters ignore...
And go straight to footsies.
Yeah.
Straight into close quarters.
Like, no
Fury
footsies, mate. It's just like... No one's getting parried in that situation. Everyone is firm in Gucci belts.
Like, oh my god, yeah, teleporting to Gucci.
Yeah, it's like, what do you do? Like, you can't necessarily call that extreme example. Like, that is about as extreme as it gets, right?
I mean, that was very meta.
Yeah.
It was not very. It was meta.
It's literally the only meta.
The only meta, yeah.
Like,
and the same with Dark Phoenix.
Yeah.
You literally do Super X Factor
tracking.
Teleport. Yeah.
Like,
it's just what would you do? Like, but is that neutral? Or is that bypassing it?
In those really extreme cases where it is like, especially when it comes to like tracking stuff that is both like safe on block, safe on fucking every like startup almost, like yeah, that's bypassing because there is just no counter to it. Like you can't counter Gucci belt into teleport.
So neutral is only happening when you can get countered. I mean, that's what you're saying.
No, I hear you. No. What I'm saying is like specifically things like Scorpion's teleport, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's doing like you can't just go full screen for me and then just teleport and then it'd be like the best option ever. Like you can do it.
I mean, it literally sounds like online.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen it.
I've seen people jump at full screen and then teleport and then.
But where it becomes scary is when it becomes part of neutral, right? So when it becomes like or part of footsies, I should say. When they jump at you and then you teleport, like that's when it starts to get fucking like.
So at footsies, yeah, when you go to but that's dive kick meta, right?
Yeah, that's how I view teleports in a lot of ways.
Right,
It's like obviously it's counter zoning. You can do it randomly sometimes, and it will work sometimes. Like that's just life. But like. You know, I look at it as like kind of it's just a dive kick. It's a dive kick that's in the air. It's a dive kick that's on the ground. Where it's like if you press a button and I fucking do this, then like I win. It's like it's kind of almost a reversal as well. Like
so, would you say teleport characters are always in close quarters? They're basically always in the footsie range.
Yeah, they I definitely like if you have an option that if you make a read from anywhere on screen, you get in. Like if you any point you read that I'm gonna throw a projectile or press a button and you get in and get a full combo for it, or even just get in. Like they are always playing footsies, right?
So
would you say that?
I am asking questions. No, joking. No. I'm not sure. That's why I'm asking. Legit, yeah. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a logical way to look at it because my brain was to go, they're just bypassing neutral.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking, okay, that must mean that teleport characters never play neutral.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like that's like Dante doesn't play neutral. Wesker doesn't play neutral when he was only neutral.
Yeah, totally.
So, I mean, Wesker's wasn't tracking. Darnay's was. Darnay's was tracking, right, in Marvel 3 and MVCI. To say that character never played neutral feels a little bit of a piss take.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
So, is it like he's just pretending at max range? Is he just doing weasel shot and shit for shits and giggles because he can just instantly teleport and call an assist? So, what is he doing when he's not teleporting? Is that not neutral?
Let's remove teleports from this. Let's talk about... Bison EX Scissors.
Okay, we can talk about it. I don't think it's a good...
But it's like plus, right?
On block, yeah.
It's plus on block.
Yeah.
It's fucking quick. You can't react to it.
No.
So, is that bypassing neutral by using it?
No, I don't think so.
But why? Why is that different to a teleport when it's the same thing?
Because the teleport doesn't miss.
Is the tracking the only thing that makes it bypass?
I think so. That's what I'm thinking. That's why I was thinking, Wesker doesn't bypass neutral because his teleport doesn't track.
Okay.
It's space dependent. Darkness is always behind you. It's always up and behind you.
That's interesting.
So scissor kick, even though you can't react, if you did jump, it would whiff.
Yeah. So it's like you can't.
You can't even accidentally make a teleport miss.
Yeah, if it tracks proper.
It's going to where it's going, regardless. Like, the person doing the teleport in team games can make it so he's behind you, then the assist pushes you to the other side and stuff like that. But the
or you can sometimes like super jump, like if you're dashing as the teleport comes out, sometimes you can make it whiff.
With momentum and stuff like that, yeah. So...
those are exceptions. Like, they are things that happen, you know.
But there's always a teleport character.
Yeah.
In most games, obviously. Not in, like, Tekken and Soul Calibur. But teleports are part of most 2D games in either one or two characters. I don't want to be the guy that's like, teleports get rid of neutral. Because you have to think that the opponent also can't play neutral.
Yeah. It's also one of those things where it's like, it's such an oppressive ability. That's why I actually wanted to compare it to scissor kicks or like barrel rush punch.
Yeah.
Because it just feels like it's a Fei Long, right?
Rex.
Yeah. You're like everyone, like you feel as if like it's a constant threat.
Yeah.
So you play the game in a really weird way. And I view Scorpion Teleport the same. I played a bunch of Scorpions last night, and it was just like I felt like he was bypassing neutral because I was constantly under threat at every moment of just getting fucking hit by this. But realistically, you kind of just have to forget about that to a certain degree.
To a certain degree, yeah.
You obviously can't like fully forget about it.
No.
But it's like if you just sit there and go like, right,
when's he gonna teleport?
Like you're not playing the game anymore.
That's the problem I had with Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
It's like assist super dash. It's like, well, if I'm waiting for you to super dash to punish it, I'm not playing the game.
Exactly.
I think with the Rekka, like the Fei Long example, I feel the difference between Fei Long and teleports is, you know that feeling you've got when you're back to the corner against Fei Long?
Yeah.
Against a teleport character, that's all the time. Like, there is a space against Fei Long where it's like, Rekka will whiff.
Just about. So it's basically if you load up another game, it might whiff. Like,
if they go AFK and you're allowed to walk to the back of the screen, maybe if you're dousing, maybe, but you can just react to Rekka and punish you before you land. I know. But there is a space. It's not a concept. There is a range where it doesn't hit. Where teleport is like, I could super jump to the top of the screen and your teleport's still going to be above me. There's nothing I could do. Like, I mean, I'm not moaning about teleports. Teleports are just part of games in general. Bypassing neutral, if people want to call it that, again, I feel is part of games. What the player has to do, the opponent has to do, is be 10 times better at footsies. Because if they're going to bypass neutral to get to footsies immediately, you are still in an advantage. Because there's no... I'm trying to think, is there a teleport that gives you instant... Well, no. Like, an example that would be if Scorpion's teleport was plus and block, or safe and block. DBZ, Vanish, does put you an advantage if it's on the ground.
But they lose, like, meter for doing it, right?
They spend a bar,
Yeah.
I mean...
You build meter very quickly, but there is some consequence to it.
Yeah, I mean, I've never seen spending bar a consequence. I do understand when people use it as a concept, like, it's a balancing tool. Like, if Scorpion's amplified version of the teleport came out without spending bar,
it would be peak,
So, I guess I can see it as a balancing tool, but I don't see it as it's not like a disadvantage because he has to spend bar. I think that's why a lot of people had a gripe with the Vanish beforehand. It's because of it left you at a advantage.
Yeah, there's a big difference between... There's a big difference, at least in my head, with, like, Dante can't just, like, raw teleport. Like, you can punish it, right?
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, you can punish it.
Characters, like, making a read in neutral and then getting in. If it's full screen, it's still fucking annoying, don't get me wrong. But, like, if there's a consequence to it, it's less annoying.
Okay, yeah. But it's still a bypass.
It's still a bypass, but like, they at least are making some sort of, like, risk-reward sort of scenario. It's when there is no risk to it that it's like...
Like Dark Phoenix.
Yes, where that or Gucci Belt into teleport.
Oh my God,
that's when it gets like, okay, there is literally nothing I can do in this situation. You do not have to play neutral.
Do you think that's an issue? Gucci Belt. Let's stick with Gucci Belt.
Well, I mean, I think the life cycle of Marvel showed it is, but like, so everyone's talking about Scorpion right now and the teleports and all that sort of stuff. And for me, compared to DBZ, like, I ain't a DBZ player. Put it out there.
Yeah, wow.
But like, to me, that's less of an issue because it's like that is his character. He does that. It's not a game. It's just that's his
archetype. Yeah.
It's like that's the same as me getting annoyed by Zangief killing me in like 2 hits, right?
Yeah.
Like, you can't get angry about it. That's what the character's fucking doing. Like, if I don't like it, then like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? Like, and it's also dangerously in the territory of people getting angry over invulnerable reversals that don't cost meter. Like, in that sort of territory where it's like, I believe it's my turn for some sort of like mad privilege.
Entitlement stuff.
Yeah,
it goes into entitlement.
And it's like, why should it be? Like, why can't this person make a read? It's a fucking unsafe read. Like, sure, there's a mind game behind the unsafe read, which I could lose and fucking lose a bit of health. It's tech to deal with it. Go ask Inty. Like you know, like the people, there's tech, but like, there's a read going on there. There's something going on there. If they just focus on teleports, fuck knows you're going to deal with it at some point, and the net reward will probably work out in your favour.
So it's just the fact when there's no risk to it.
Yeah.
Would you say that's unfair?
Yeah, I would just say like that's just not enjoyable. Like, it's just not good, is it? Like, if someone has an option from full screen that is completely safe and puts them at advantage.
But Virgil spent bar to put the Gucci belt on.
Yeah, he did spend bar.
So is it not fair now?
Well, he's always anchoring it.
Snap him in.
That's what they tried.
That's what they tried.
They tried.
And then the X Factor did it. It's like, oh, cool. Well, that plan went out the window.
X Factor, kill the character Gucci belt. You're like, alright, sick, nailed it.
Oh, shout out to Homebreaker.
Yeah.
So, a more like obscure way of space control or neutral control, which I think the first time I saw the concept, I was like, this is broken. I still think it's broken, but as I've seen the game or games use this, like apply this in a match, and like it's not that deep. And that's why I feel how I do about teleports is Squiggly in Skullgirls and Argonos in Killer Instinct, where he there's definitely other characters, but he makes a wall where he wants.
Yeah.
Those two characters, would you say that's a bypass of neutral? Let's start with center stage.
Yeah.
Let's start with center stage. Is that a bypass of neutral?
It's interesting, isn't it? Well, she said that it kind of, it's almost like a setup. Like, it doesn't feel like bypassing neutral. Like,
I agree.
Like,
I don't want to though.
I know. It doesn't fit with our terms.
No, it doesn't.
But like, there is risk to it. Like, you can call it assist with it, sure.
Oh no, you can make it 0 frame if you charge it.
Oh,
I mean, that's when you normally do it, to be fair.
yeah.
But yeah, like on. No, I think you have to accept that it's safe because that's when it is done. It's
but
0
also,
frame.
it's not like forever, is it? Like,
No, it's not forever. No.
Is that like?
But
Not
teleports
forever.
are
They have.
teleports are forever. Yeah.
But it does it like it feels like a really controlled way of doing. Like she doesn't suddenly just like mix you up forever. She doesn't punish you with that, does she?
She can do.
Is it?
Yeah, she should. But that's more because of how the center. No, it is actually the center stage. So I might put some footage of quickly. But basically, what she can do is when she does the center stage, if she charges it, I think it's 0 frames. So if you're in the air, she can just.
Oh right.
Yeah.
But like then we reaching the realms of like with punishing, but then.
Oh yeah, no, you definitely whiff punch for that.
Yeah.
If they do something, if they whiff a button at full screen and you react and do center stage, you punish it.
But it feels like the difference between that and say Scorpion is like Scorpion is reading, whereas she is reacting.
But she can just do it as well.
Yeah.
Like you said, she can just do it and call an assist.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously a different game because you don't have assist. But the concept of I'm not going to you, it's you are coming to me.
Yeah.
Is that not the same as a teleport?
I guess it kind of is, right?
It just doesn't.
It doesn't feel like it,
and I don't know why.
No, and it might just be like weird bias that I can't really recognize.
I think
but
that's
like,
what it is for me anyway.
Yeah, like I don't know why in my head it doesn't feel as because like you watch her play neutral in the game and it's not being like I don't know enough about Skullgirls to really talk on it, but like you don't see her just doing it all the fucking time, right?
No, yeah, I guess because she has to charge it the same way Scorpion can't do it all the time because he spends bar.
Exactly.
So they've implemented a reasonable criteria to do it, I guess.
Yeah, well, it's the same in. No, it's not the same. But like it's kind of logically the same as like EX scissor kicks.
Yes.
Whereas like
I'm closing the gap. If you're here, there's fuck all you can do about it.
Exactly. Yeah. It's kind of the same sort of idea. Like, yeah, it feels less obnoxious than like a teleport.
It's weird. Because like I said, when I thought of the concept, I was like, that seems broken.
Yeah.
That absolutely seems broken.
Everyone sees everything in Skullgirls and goes, well, that seems fucked, doesn't it? Like, you know, I guess that's like how that game is, but it's kind of how is that stuff balanced as well.
Like
Whereas,
Poison Vial How's that bad? Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, lag vial.
Lag vial. How is that an okay thing in a game? Like that. Nothing about that feels like okay to me.
I mean, that might be more potent for neutral than teleports. Because you can't.
Maybe.
You've
But
got
it's like
lag.
only on hit.
How
though.
can you play footsies in lag? Well,
But it's only on hit, innit? Which is
True.
different to the teleport.
Yeah.
The teleport is
regardless, yeah.
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 So depending
Okay.
on your definition of neutral, which we've already gone through, it's like, and if you're saying it's 0-0, then it's kind of like the vial is
Yeah.
not handy in 0-0.
It would be Aoki, if anything, because it's when you've already won neutral stats footsies. Yeah, okay. So yeah, we'll throw that one out.
It goes to the same thing as I think of Squiggly, where I feel as if the Squiggly one is almost a setup to get around neutral. It's kind of like where you are specifically creating a situation where you get 1 free mix or 1 free whiff punish or one, like you're setting it up.
You can, yeah, you can't. The best way to explain it is you're creating a setup anytime you want.
Yes, yeah.
Which I guess Scorpion Teleport isn't that. You're forcing a situation whenever you want.
Yeah.
Squiggly, when I played Squiggly, it was like, oh, you jumped, I'm doing center stage, and now I can do Gravedigger, which is the grab on the ground.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you have to fall into this.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, is forcing a setup more than anything. I don't think it's forcing a scramble / footsie scenario.
Yeah.
It's just me punishing you for doing something at range that you thought, which is the same as Scorpion doing that on a fireball.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
get it.
it's like but like the Scorpion stuff's like more of a read than it is a reaction. Like it's definitely it is a weird one because it does make me feel as if I'm just kind of biased towards Skullgirls in a weird way. But like
yeah, like oh, Mike Z made it. It's fucking blessed.
Yeah,
like,
it's
it's
all
absolutely fair. It's definitely not.
but also it's one of those things where it's like that is a game that is built to kind of be unreasonable.
I mean, the most fair unreasonable.
Yeah,
because they've taken out inescapables like low grabs and anti-air grabs.
Yeah.
You can't do them at the same. You can do them at the same time, but you can block.
Also, they've taken out reasonable. You know, it's like the Expert versus Street Fighter form of balancing, where it's like if everyone's got something unreasonable, then it's reasonable.
To a degree, I think like 90% of it, because they took out the the IPS, the infinite
Yeah,
detection.
yeah.
So they've implemented some stuff to stop unreasonable stuff, but they left unreasonable stuff in.
Yeah.
It's a pick and choose thing, and I think they did it so that the game. There's a lot of things that are unreasonable that are fun,
Yes.
and they've decided which is which, and they've kept the ones that aren't.
Like, this is the key difference between things that are made from fighting game players, right? Or, like, especially Marvel 2 players, where it's like a lot of Marvel 2 is a fucking happy accident, you know what I mean? Like, the way it turned out was just on accident.
Yeah.
That it kind of weirdly worked out at some way.
It did, and I mean, I didn't even think about that. This is probably the most drastic case of bypass neutral incoming card break. Hyper Viper.
Yeah.
That has to be the worst form of neutral.
It's basically just a combo, isn't it?
Basically,
Yeah.
if you kill the first character and you've got bar, there is no neutral.
There's no neutral.
It's not a bypass. It just wasn't there.
Yeah, it's not even a bypass to neutral. It's just so you didn't play it.
You lost neutral from the beginning, like from your first character. Like, yeah, that's not even really a bypass.
No, it's not a bypass.
It's a continuation.
It doesn't count. It's honestly just a combo.
That's fucked. That's really fucked. I didn't think about that. That is the worst.
Yeah.
When it comes to neutral, that is worse than zero incoming. At least you had a chance to get back to neutral.
Yeah, I mean, see, like, that's why I think there's that kind of talk of like more well, at least for me anyway, there's a talk of more neutral and less neutral focused games, right? Mm-hmm. And I would say personally that Marvel 3 has some and Marvel 2 has some really fucking amazing neutral in it.
Fun neutral or good neutral?
Good neutral. I would say it's really good neutral actually.
Okay.
But when someone gets hit, it becomes very bad neutral very quickly, right?
Like, you can't go back to it.
You can't go back to it.
The promised land.
Yeah.
It's literally walking out your house without the keys.
It fully is. It's hype, and then you can't get back in. Like, you just, like, it's going to, you're going to go buy some milk, gonna go have a cup of peppermint tea, maybe have milk with it. You're one of those people. Fair enough, man. You do you. But, like, you've left your keys at home. You're just outside on your front porch with milk.
fucking December, windows are definitely shut. You ain't getting back in, bro. You lost neutral.
You lost neutral. Like that. Like they have really good neutral because it's super creative and like really, vertical. But you don't get back to it. Whereas Mortal Kombat, at least the current one, this is what I've been why I've been singing praises for MK11 is like kind of feels like you go back to neutral a lot. Like, and even if you don't, it's not such a crazy mix that's like an unreasonable thing to block. It's like actually like it's never that deep. And that's what I think Street Fighter 5 was meant to be when, take the throw. Everything resets back to neutral bar certain situations. So that's why people take the throw so they can get back to neutral.
Do you stupid question, do you think neutral is entitled? Are you entitled to go back to neutral? Or do you think people just like neutral?
I mean, we're getting into like FGC sort of stuff because it's like...
I mean, kind of been there.
No, but I'm saying like community perception of stuff.
Right, okay.
So like...
The emphasis on the C.
Yeah, the C is capitalized and everything. Like, because a lot of people have the perception of like, neutral used to be better. It used to be fucking, like, all you did was play neutral. It's like, motherfucker, you have not played all games if you think that.
It's
like,
terrible.
It's so, I played Balrog in ST, man. Like, I was not playing neutral. I was low rushing because it's safe on block. Maybe doing stand fist if you're a big character. It was long for you. I was not ever playing neutral. That's why I was bad at fighting games for so long after ST.
It's mad, isn't it?
Fucking CBS2, everyone talks about how good its neutral is, right? I'm like, yeah, you can whiff punish stuff. That's real cool. Love whiff punishing. And then you play against a Blanca and he does roll cancel fucking electric and you lose. And it's long. And like, don't get me wrong, like, you can...
You're fully wrong. I've got you completely wrong.
Like, it's... you can play neutral against these things, but like, there's a lot of ignoring neutral in old games. And like, you can't just say like, oh, this is a new thing in new fighting games. Like, don't get me wrong, you could play fucking ST and you could throw fireballs and it was sick. And then a barrel got super and you lost. Like, you did 70% of your health. Like, whatever. Like, the idea that somehow like neutral is now gone. It's like, yeah, definitely there are more games now that just have a button that get around neutral.
Yeah. Is it a case of it's easier to bypass neutral?
Yeah, I think you don't have to know like, oh, my character can do this. Now it's like inbuilt into the system. Like everyone's fucking V skill seems to get around fireballs. Like things like that. But I just think their attention has shifted almost where now it's like, we want you to be in footsie range.
I think it's ironic how every game, the fucking premise of every game is to beat neutral.
Yeah.
And when you give people a tool to bypass it, people are upset. But it's like, but we would have found another way around it.
Yeah. And also it would have been something that became evident anyway because it's like, oh, my character has better buttons than you. So, like, is Chun-Li having better buttons than Ryu bypassing neutral because she doesn't really have to play it that hard as Ryu? Is that game bypassing neutral? If my buttons are all better than yours, kinda. Like, kinda fucking is. Like, I'm not having to think about... If we're playing Cross Tekken, you're picking Brian, I'm picking Chun. Am I really thinking that hard about neutral? Or am I just doing stand strong into legs?
It's a given to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's privilege.
It's fully a privilege.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, like, you can the whole narrative right now about bypassing neutral, I think is like, people weirdly thinking as if things used to be way better. Whereas like, you watch top play in any game, they're playing neutral. You watch top play in Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, they're playing neutral.
Like, they're playing the fuck out of some neutral, And very rarely are they freely bypassing it. Very rarely. Whereas like, and the same happened in old games, like old Marvel 2, people were playing neutral. But
because they knew the risk of losing it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was like, people were just like bad players. They watch top player footage and they go like, oh man, this game used to have neutral. Or like, you watch Street Fighter 5 and you're like, fuck, like, Takedo has this sick zoning. And then you try and do it, you get fucked up and you're like, this game has no neutral.
Mate, I think saying you like neutral... Okay, so to me, there's a difference between winning neutral and bypassing neutral in the respect that Bonchan won neutral in Street Fighter 4 with Saga.
Yeah.
He played in neutral the whole. Well, he tried to play neutral most of the game until he had to play footsies. That's why I play Hawkeye. I don't want to play footsies.
Yeah,
I'm not good at footsies.
Yeah,
I'm shit at footsies. I'm better at zoning, keep away, neutral.
That sort of stuff.
Yeah, like I could go, okay, he's at this spot. I need to either get behind him or make him stay there and push him back.
Yeah.
And I think that is very different to how you play footsies.
Yeah.
Because then you've got that with footsies, it's more anticipation, reading, remembering what happened last time. When it comes to neutral and spacing and zoning, you don't really have to know what happened last time. It's just like, this beats this. I need to know if I need to do it or not. I need to recognize when they can do it, sort of thing.
Yeah, and like how they like, it's almost like more of a mind game where it's like I'm making them want to get in now.
Yeah.
I think the zoning game is definitely lighter on some of the fighting games, but more combat has zoning. BB Tag has zoning, like you know.
I played Black Ace.
Black Ace, he zoned until he fucked you up.
What, you zoned until you blocked a 5B?
5B from a full screen away.
Is that bypass? I think that's bypass.
I mean, it's not even playing in this world. Like, Black Ace is so sick. Everyone's so fucked. I feel bad for everyone.
That turned into an RPG.
Yeah.
When you play Black Ace, it will be his turn. It's gonna be his turn.
It's just his turn, man.
Yeah.
Like he is constantly in front of you in the queue. Like you could be queuing up for the bar for like days. Bouncer lets him in immediately.
Immediately in, yeah. That's I don't know. I think I don't know how I feel about neutral anymore. Maybe because I haven't played Hawkeye in a long time.
Yeah.
And when I was playing Hawkeye, people were saying you don't play neutral in this game. MVCR was not neutral.
I want to know, has your opinion of neutral and footsies changed? So before, when we started this conversation, your thing was like, for lack of a better definition, neutral is like long range, footsies is mid to close range.
Yeah, Fury. Shout out to that game.
Shout out to Fury. This game's sick.
It is so sick.
My definition started out as like being 0, but then transformed into screen control is neutral, or like stage control is neutral. Has your opinion shifted in any way about what neutral is, or is neutral still always going to be long range and footsies is always mid to close?
I think so. I think it's going to stay the same because I feel you can't bypass footsies, but you can bypass neutral. And by
like that.
Bypass, I mean it's a stage. Like neutral is the stage before footsies.
Yeah.
And once you're in footsies, it's not like anyone's game, but when you're in footsies, you're initiating a new stage of the game. It's super deep, and it's not that deep when you're playing the game.
Yeah.
Like, I'm making it sound way deeper than it is when I play Dragon Ball and you just super dash.
Yeah.
Like, and maybe there's a point where you can go, okay, with Dragon Ball, footsies is at full screen because you can super dash.
Yeah.
Maybe the range of where I'm thinking footsies are when it comes to normals and stuff is like, no, because it's a universal mechanic, maybe footsies is full screen. Maybe there is no neutral. In my perception of neutral isn't in that game, and that's why I don't like it. Because I like neutral.
Interesting.
I like to keep people outside the footsie range, but you can't because the whole screen is footsie range.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it is. Wow, epiphanies.
And
that's why I didn't like BB Tag, because I played Black Ace and I went, there is no place where I'm safe.
Man, playing Black Ace fucked up your perception of what that game's about.
Playing.
It's such a mess that he is like the best player in Europe. Fucking quote me on that.
Yeah, no bars.
And like he plays new. He plays new. And you're like, you know, you play against, like we play against each other and like, oh, this is fun. And we're like playing.
Even when you play Rachel, I was like, they're still neutral here.
Yeah, we're still playing it. And then like you play against Black Ace and like, alright, I'm actually good. I'm good.
This game was fun when I was playing Jammers and I was keeping him out.
Yeah,
like
totally.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe when you can, neutral is keeping someone out of their footsie range. Maybe it's not anything to do with the screen for me. Maybe it is keeping them out of a range where they're effective.
Yeah.
So my
but then
footsies,
isn't it just zoning?
Then it's all footsies.
Yeah. Everything's footsies.
Like when you're playing it, the few times I play Scorpion against a Scorpion with Collector, it's like my long range pokes are irrelevant because he teleports. And it's behind me. I'm like, that's super bypass, mate. That is no Firefox, mate. That is Trojans.
He's
that is some
you're
black market bullshit. Like you can't that even would that bypass footsies?
Yeah.
Because you can't poke it. You can't hit behind you.
Yeah, but then like yeah. But then he's negative, so is it bypassing it? 'Cause he's still taking a risk.
But he's
It's like going like, oh, you can jump over all of my buttons.
Is it?
Yeah, because like he's still getting around everything you do, taking a risk to do it.
Don't know. I don't know why I don't see it like that. I think it's because I see, maybe because I've like solidified the space of footsies and neutral as a grid on the screen.
Yeah, I mean,
and when it's right next to me, it's like, well, that's not neutral space and that's not footsie space. You're in my face. Even if you're minus.
Everyone's footsie space, no matter what game you play, is Ryu, Street Fighter 4,
Crouch medium.
Medium.
Yeah.
Everyone's is.
Yeah.
Even if you've never played it in your life and you don't actually know what Ryu is, it's that range. Like everyone has it as that range.
That is mad. That is kind of footsie range to me. When I see it, it's poke, and the most infamous poke is Ryu Crouch medium kick. Then it was evil Ryu's, but normal Ryu.
Yeah. That's mad. I think that is like just a universal truth,
which can be implied into your brain without playing that game.
Yeah,
which is mad.
You wake up like one day in a hot sweat because you're worried about it.
Maybe, well, I do, and I'm trying to think. Maybe that's why new players just don't give a fuck because they never had the Ryu. This is my safe space. Yeah, they never had that safe space.
Never had it, man.
They've just been Super Dash.
I mean, but then everyone says they want it.
Do they? Yeah. Everyone say that. Do they want it? I think if people truly wanted it, they'll be playing Cross Tekken.
Yeah, honestly, like, you know how I am with, like, conspiracy.
New people?
Yeah, new people. Like, no, it's just, like, anyone that's, like, kind of wax nostalgic about things they definitely do experience.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, you know, whenever anyone gets hyped up over TVS2, and I can tell in their eyes they didn't actually play against anyone that can roll cancel. Yeah. I can sense it, I can smell it on you.
I mean, I do that with Cross Tekken.
Yeah.
I was like, you like Cross Tekken, you didn't play Jammers, Wolfstein, Jibs, you wouldn't have liked it as much.
No, like, they played against their mate for a bit and then went back to Street Fighter 4. Like, we played that game.
We played that
and, like, we was like, oh, man, like, you know, it was just really neutral. It's like, mate, did you ever play against a Nina?
Yeah, you never played Jammers. The Jammers made Cross Tekken Marvel 2.
Yeah.
He would win neutral. He could even lose neutral and wake up and hit you. Then you would never play neutral again.
Oh, it was so bad. And then, like, you play against fucking Horang, who had, like, 20 overheads. You're like, all of this is pretty safe.
Literally air raid you from half screen. And you block it and you would go, oh, dynamite heal, whoopsies.
Mate, cancelling fucking sweep into, like, something that's +1. Brilliant.
I mean, it makes perfect sense. I mean, the reason I like that game is because you got rewarded more for playing footsies and neutral. So anti-air and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You got rewarded more for playing neutral, where other games reward you more for rushdown.
Yeah, I think it's very telling the distribution of damage was so even. Mm-hmm. Street Fighter 5, the damage you get from anti-airing is nowhere near what you get for the jump in. Yeah. In Cross Tekken, it was like, mate, if you start an anti-air with a fucking crouch fierce and it's a counter hit, you're doing as much damage as you would on a fucking grounded opponent a lot of the time when you're spending no meter. So the distribution of damage was just way different. Now it's like, clearly they want you to jump, because if Nikali jumps at me 5 times and I'm playing like fucking Sakura, like, he only has to hit one combo and I've lost all of my anti-airs.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's not the actual concept of neutral, it's the risk reward for trying to get in footsies and hitting sort of thing. Maybe. You know what I mean? Like, because in Cross Tekken, we had to play neutral because of the risk of getting anti-airs.
Yeah, that's why that game was so slow.
Yeah.
It was like, everything hurts.
Everything hurts, yeah.
Like, it wasn't about, and like, some people fucking hated it, which I totally understand.
Yeah,
it's
that's
mad. But like, everything did damage because every combo, every button could always be a combo. And I think people forget that a lot.
Yeah.
Outside of sweep, every single button could lead into a full combo. And if you had Kazuya on the other side of that boost chain, you were losing half your health.
Free.
You know, like that was a crazy thing. That's why the game was so defensive at like high level. It's like if you stick out a button, you get whiff punished. Like, you fucking die. Like,
because when I think of like people that like play Street Fighter and other games obviously, but Street Fighter more than others is like, oh, he just keeps jumping. It's like, well, why would he not keep jumping? And I don't know, maybe jumping is a really rubbish form of bypass neutral.
yeah.
Because it's like, well, I'm doing this and I know that I can't take a lot of damage. Where if I walk forward into a button, I'll take more damage.
Yeah.
So if I keep jumping at you, this is my version of a teleport.
Yeah.
It's a shit one, but it's my version of it. Because none of your pokes in footsie arena, Ryu crash medium kick, don't work when I'm jumping.
Yeah, you can jump over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is. Like, I guess that's why people get angry about people jumping all the time.
Because it's a form of bypassing neutral. I never saw it like that, but maybe it is.
I mean, I feel as if the more you play, the more comfortable you get, the more you're like, Scorpion's teleport's probably not bypassing neutral. He has to make some sort of read. Jumps are not fucking.
You fully sound like a Scorpion player.
I know. I don't like. I fucking hate playing against a character. It's long, but like, I don't know. I'm always really wary to dismiss what people are doing in fighting games.
Absolutely.
Because like, I feel like it's such a common thing nowadays to just be like, and we're so on a tangent, but like, it's so common to just be like, oh, they just won because of this. It's like, they won because you didn't stop them from doing that.
Yeah.
Like, there's very few fucking 100% guaranteed situations. And if there is, like, why are you wasting your time playing this fucking game? Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I feel bad for me, man. You decided to play.
Yeah, it's like you put your coin in, you got fucked. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a real quick thing people to do nowadays. Where it's like, oh man, this guy's not playing neutral, he teleported. Oh, this person's not playing neutral, they vanished. Yeah. It's like, whatever, dude. Like, the top players are the top players. They have been and continue to be. If there was no skill, fucking Johnny Schmo would be winning every other tournament.
100% agree.
So that's why, like, I understand the definition of like bypassing neutral, it like technically, but I also don't really want to acknowledge it as a reality, because I don't want people to have that excuse. It's like, you got fucked by teleport, go lab it, and if there's no answer, that's the matchup.
That's what I was I guess I normalized it so much that I didn't care, but at the beginning of the like conversation, I was hesitant to say bypass.
Yeah,
I didn't want to say that because I didn't want to drill it into my own head or anyone listening that teleport is bypassing neutral in a respect that it's cheating you out of a portion of the game.
Yeah,
but it is would you rather say it's a form of neutral, or would that be lying to yourself?
It's just like, I don't know, when Zangief has V-Trigger 1, right? Like, you can't throw fireballs. Or if you do throw fireballs, you know there's a risk to it. If someone has a teleport, you know there's a risk to all your actions now. Like, you just have to consider it. If you're going to press a button, maybe you make that button, like, heavy enough that it would counteract the damage of teleport. I don't know. Like, it just becomes a consideration. You can't... Sure, it's fucking annoying and it bypasses some whatever your understanding of footsies is, but it's like, fireballs do that as well.
So okay, I guess I don't think I asked you this. I think I said mine, but I didn't ask yours. What's your definition of winning neutral?
My definition of neutral is the whole stage control thing, right?
Yeah. So going on like that.
So it's just basically putting yourself at a point in this stage, which is normally the corner, like moving someone into the corner, is my definition of winning neutral. Whether that's through combos, whether that's through walking them down.
Alright, arsehole moment.
Alright.
That's the complete opposite to Scorpion teleport.
In what sense?
That you're going behind them.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, actually, you're kind of not, because like the combo normally puts them. You normally end with the teleport again.
True, but I mean the actual teleport doesn't.
Yes, but then you would say that his way of playing neutral isn't as constrained. He still wants to get you to the corner, right?
Does he?
Yeah. Like, he doesn't... If he gets you to the corner, he just still gets really good mix and really fun good damage. Like, he doesn't need to do it as much.
Right.
Don't get me wrong.
Yeah,
like,
no.
he is better... Like, he's not better at mid-screen, but he is just as effective mid-screen-ish as he would be in the corner. But still, him getting you to the corner where you can't move away is going to limit your options.
True, but by...
Because he's not just teleport, he is also a normal character on top of that.
Yeah, I know. He's not just
He's got a really good projectile. Like,
I mean,
really good.
I think because I'm seeing I think what you described as obviously he puts you back in the corner is players optimizing him.
Yeah.
But his tool, which is a part of him, which is teleport, does take you out of it. On paper. That is what he's doing.
On paper, yeah.
So he isn't winning neutral by pushing you to the corner.
Yeah.
He's winning neutral by with punishing at full screen.
But then that's what you were saying before, where it's like footsies is relative
to the character. Right.
So maybe actually his footsies is the whole screen now. So then the idea of like controlling the stage kind of loses its impact because he can play footsies from everywhere.
So basically the fact that he has a teleport gets rid of neutral.
Doesn't get rid of neutral because at the end of the day he's never going to want his own back to the corner, is he?
Oh yeah, sorry. So we're going on with your
with my thing. He's never going to want, but with yours,
there is no neutral.
There is neutral.
It's just footsies. It's
all footsies. But with mine, it's like even if his teleport puts his back to the corner, like you can combo out of it, blah blah blah. But like if we take that away, he still doesn't want to put himself in the corner.
Yeah.
He still needs to move forward enough to keep you at a neutral enough position. If you put him to the corner, then he's any other guy, right? And he just gets hit.
Yeah.
So,
you're cool. I don't think there is a different way of describing your neutral and my neutral.
Yeah.
I think it's just the way we see it.
Yeah, totally. It's an interesting, like, it's an interesting conclusion to it. It's like having these, like, they're really common terms. Yeah. I guess we're kind of similar in what we think of footsies, where it's like, it's right crash forward.
Yeah, that is the zone. But when you say cornered, I'm thinking that, okay, so I think the biggest difference to why I don't see neutral like you is that I can win at neutral, where with me, I feel like with your definition, winning neutral puts you in a good footsie position.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I don't disagree with that for sure.
And it is literally because I played Hawkeye and it's like I can win without going there.
Yeah.
So neutral to me is different. Whereas it's like when I play other people, it's like their neutral goal is to get me in cornered, crouch, medium kick, right situation. Yeah. So it's relative to the character. Neutral is relative to the character, which is not going to help anyone.
No.
Not at all.
Sorry about the last hour and a half of your life. No, I think it's interesting because I think it shows difference in focus and difference in, like, I mean, it goes back to the whole fucking point of this thing, like, where all these terms are vague in definition and interpreted in certain ways, where it's like it's interesting to see how people consume all this information, because it normally shows how they approach fighting games, right?
Yeah.
Like, you are a guy that plays a lot of zoning. I'm a guy that plays a lot of, like,
in your face
sort of, like, really footsies sort of stuff.
This is your era.
Yeah, exactly.
This is not my era.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like, so it's a total, like, I've always played mid-range. That's the range I've always played games. So it just shows the difference between us. Like, I don't even really recognise full screen as being part of the game almost.
But it's the best part of the game.
Exactly. Like, I
fucking love it.
I've never done that with any character.
Yeah.
Like, I always am, like, using projectiles as a tool to put myself in a position where I can do all my best buttons.
Yeah, and I've been fucked where I couldn't play characters
Foxes.
Is that a fox?
That is fully a fox.
Damn. I feel like I should go out and help. Or call the police or something. He sounds distressed.
Like, no one's having a good time out there.
I'm about to run him up. Like, but anyway, yeah, so I think with...
I'm shutting the window.
Yeah, that needs to be
That's
done.
mad.
That was scary. Damn, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, so neutral... The full screen game for me is fun, but I've always played characters because I'm a loser and pick characters over aesthetic. I pick characters by aesthetics.
Yeah.
I rarely got to play that.
Yeah.
And I was forced to play conventionally, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Where I think most games and characters are designed to play at that mid range.
Yeah.
I feel.
Definitely nowadays.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, that is the one thing I would say is relatively different from the old era. Is like there's less like
win criteria.
Yeah, I will just win by just throwing fireballs. There's a bit less of that. There are some games where it's still a thing. Like I would still argue Cassie does that, where she just throws projectiles.
Okay.
But and Marvel Infinite had that sort of stuff as well. Marvel 3. But like, you know, there's definitely less of it in mainstay fighting games. I mean, let's definitely not talk about this right now because it could go on for another hour. But like, we define generations of fighting games by their most popular games a lot of the time. So
You think?
So we defined the last generation with Marvel 3 and Street Fighter because they were like the biggest games.
Yeah, big two.
We defined this by DBZ, Street Fighter 5 and Tekken. Like, and that's how we define all those eras. And then before that, it was like Third Strike and Marvel 2, and before that, it was, you know, Alpha 3, and like you get what I'm saying.
That's bad. I never did it like that.
Like, I feel as if like people go like, this was a more defensive era of games just because they're looking at like one section of the games that are being played.
That's fucked. I never thought about it like that.
Yeah.
I always thought it. I saw the eras as I saw the eras as I can't quantify it, but it's like the streamer era. So games were aimed for streamers.
Yeah.
So that's why Chris G got so much hate for playing lane, because people were watching and didn't like it.
Yeah.
So then games got more aggressive because that's what people wanted to see. That's why Hungrybox got the grief he did.
Yeah.
Because people didn't want to see lane styles, where before it was absolutely fine to play like that.
Yeah, I think like it was definitely like a time where people were going like, oh, no, because there were things that were totally unacceptable back then as well, like, you know, tick throws.
But unacceptable and not being liked is like, that's what I mean. Tick throws were not liked. Why were they not liked? Because of people. No, I don't think it was because of the games. I think it was because of people.
No, it was the games as well. I explained tick throws in ST and shit. Like, they were pretty hard to deal with. Like,
I mean, like, as in, the games didn't change tick throws. Tick throws still exist. They're not as potent.
Yes.
Or maybe they're just taking new form. Now they're frame traps.
Now the frame traps.
Now
Now
they're
the
frame
TikToks.
TikToks, oh my god, yes. Throwbacks. Now they're TikToks. I always saw it as generations not liking a certain thing. Like, why Cross Tekken got hate was because of people, not because of the game.
It's really difficult. I think like the streaming era is kind of like fucked with it all pretty heavily. Because like, mate, people are saying they love Cross Tekken now. Do you know what I mean? It's like, and we played Cross Tekken when that was all going on. It was like, everyone fucking hated that game. Yeah. Even though, like, I will say the vanilla version of the game was pretty shit.
It wasn't finished.
Like, it just it didn't work properly. Whereas, like, the post-patch was fucking incredible. And now everyone says they love it. It's like, no, like, come on. Let's not, like, the same with CVS2. Everyone hated CVS2 at the time. Like, it was, like, I was just turned up to a couple of things that had CVS to it. I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
Because it took forever. It's like a year of your life to get through top 8. Like, you know, and now everyone, even Third Strike, like, you know, you hear people talk about Third Strike when it came out, and they'll say that they hated it. Do you know what I mean? Like, we've got this mad revisionist history, and it's gotten a bit grey with streaming because now everyone, like, I don't know, everyone hates everything apparently.
Well, like, yeah, when they did again, I think it's a spectator player thing. Because when they did the the Marvel 2.
Yeah.
Everyone who probably hasn't even seen the game, didn't play it, didn't know half the cast, would go like, oh, this game is sick. It's like, no. It's sick when you're playing people that are on your level.
Yeah.
That doesn't make the game sick.
No, I mean, it's like, this is like some of the highest level in the entire world. Like, I will go out and say that 90% of games that look sick when the fighting games look sick when the best people in the world are playing it.
Yeah.
You know, there's very few times where it just looks like trash.
Yeah.
Like,
but again, it's a relevant thing where it's just like, I like Marvel 2. I like picking Ash. I'm not going to be able to.
You're just not going to be able to play at that level.
Not a good players, no.
Right.
So when I do, if that situation arrives, I wouldn't be having fun.
Yeah.
I don't care what anyone says. That's not fun.
Yeah.
When you're not playing quote unquote meta,
yeah,
games aren't as fun as you think they are. When you have no chance of winning.
This is the thing that you and me have spoken about a bit, where it's like people have to kind of acknowledge what a game is sometimes, and people fail to do that very often. Where you go like, you can't. Some people do it, and fucking hats off to them. But like, it's very hard to play Street Fighter 5 and play defensively. It's fucking difficult.
It's super hard now.
And like, there's Justin Wong does it. There's a couple of people that play defensively, but like, it's really hard. And like, I can't pick a lot of that cast and play defensively. I have to play mid-range. I have to play aggressively because working into the corner is such a beneficial thing. I can't just pretend that the game isn't that.
No.
And if I do, I will not enjoy myself. That's why I stopped playing Street Fighter 5 for ages. Because I was like, I want to go back to like playing certain different ranges and aggression not being the only thing.
Like Season 1 Chun.
Exactly. Season 1 Chun, Cross Tekken sort of era. Like, that was the sort of shit I really was hyped on. And like, this game wasn't doing that for me. Like, there's no point in pretending it's not that. Marvel 2, like, I love that game. It's like one of my favorite games of all the time. But am I gonna pretend that it's anything but 8 characters? Fuck no. Like, there are occasional exceptions. Like, I think his name's VDO or something, who plays like Rogue and shit, and Ken, and that's all. Rogue, Ken, Colossus. That's his team. And that's awesome, but that is the exception. That is not the rule.
Allies.
Like, there's always going to be someone that does some cool shit. Like, yeah, you just go base like the reality of games.
Chris G was cool when it was one of 2 Morgan players.
Yeah.
Morgan was cool when Dominion was playing him.
Exactly.
And then when Chris G started playing it, it wasn't cool anymore.
Exactly. Like, we now live in a generation where things, like you said, are defined by the perception of it.
Yeah.
If everyone just turns around tomorrow and goes, oh yeah, fucking DBZ shit, everyone starts saying it. It just becomes truth because people are saying it.
Yeah.
Like, that's what happened across Tekken, where everyone was typing in Resident Sleeper every time across Tekken was on screen, and it became the truth. Yeah. It's now a boring game. In my eyes, everyone sees it a boring game. So it's weird to me that everyone now goes, oh, it was so neutral based and blah, blah, blah.
And we seem like haters when we say, no, you didn't. You don't fucking like it. When we was playing it, where was you sort of thing? And it's like, you probably couldn't. When everyone's saying it's Resident Sleeper, you can't play the game. You literally just can't unless you knew where we were.
Yeah, exactly. And it was like, like the game literally got a huge patch and then people just gave up on it immediately. Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, there are a lot of, like, I hate getting into it, but it's just like, there's a lot of like mob mentality in the FGC.
Oh yeah, no, there's hive mind. Definitely.
Yeah, where it's like things like this neutral discussion we're having about Scorpion. It's like not even really a discussion I would have normally, because it's like, yeah, this shit's annoying, but like whatever. Like, I either play the game or I fucking don't.
Yeah.
And like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying like never complain about anything. I'm not that mentality. But there is a certain degree of like, you firm it for a bit. Come on, like, don't just turn around and just be like, oh, this is trash because I don't like it. Like, play the fucking game.
Yeah, I think with this conversation, hopefully, I would if I cared enough, I would be like, this is truly why I don't like it.
Yeah.
Why I truly don't like characters, quote unquote, bypassing neutral.
Yeah.
And I would say that and not know. I hate Super Dash because I hate Super Dash.
Yeah.
I never went, I quantifiably hate Super Dash because X, Y, Z. I was like, it just bypasses neutral. And it's like, but what is neutral? How does it bypass neutral? Like,
what is it about neutral I like in the first place?
Exactly.
Like, why do I want to be in this fucking rage?
Exactly.
Like, what's interesting about this compared to being at fucking like Footsie's rage? Like, what is it about it? So yeah, I completely agree with you. I don't like DBZ is different to Scorpion in that, like, I feel like everyone having it makes it more frantic when I can't quantify it as easily in my head.
Yeah.
Like, going like that constant threat of Super Dash is too much for me to just play a game. Like, you know,
it's like literally saying there's Cassie and Scorpion in the game and everyone else plays Scorpion.
Exactly, that's it. Yeah. So, but I just know that that's just never going to be the thing for me. Like, I can deal with saying you've touched me once and killing me, but like I can't deal with everyone touching me once and killing me. Like, and
that's why I don't like cross tag.
Yeah,
because it feels the same. Even before I played Black Ace, I was like, and I played Gordon. Shout out to Gordon, Grim Reaper. I was like, damn, there is no neutral to be had here because that move takes up 3/4 of the screen.
Yeah,
this is savage. It's just savage. There's nowhere I feel I can be to maintain neutral. There is neutral because obviously it doesn't hit the whole screen.
Yeah.
But once he does it and switches, he's in 40 range.
Yeah.
And it was like I don't know if it's like nostalgia why I like neutral range because of Hawkeye, or if I liked Hawkeye because he played neutral.
Yeah, it's really difficult.
I don't know which one came first.
Especially when we were like, the times where we played fight games super intense were things like cross Tekkers, so it kind of, you know, like you say, way ST coloured my opinion on fighting games massively.
Yeah.
Cross Tekken did as well, you know, like.
Yeah, same.
So it's like that to me is like very standardized fighting games. Like,
not losing 50% for jumping is still alien to me.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that
hasn't happened since Cross Tekken.
Yeah, that's not a common thing in fucking games. So it's just like very odd when you're jumping and not like losing for it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, we're used to you jump twice and you get anti-air both times versus good top tiers, you lose.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, that's our normality.
Yeah.
Maybe that's all neutral is.
Maybe. You could boil it down to distribution of damage being like appropriate, like whether it's full screen, mid screen, in the air, anti-airs, all that shit.
Maybe.
That's one of the reasons why Marvel was so interesting, is that damage was so flat.
Well, Marvel 3?
Marvel Infinite. Because it was like everyone kind of did the same damage because of the scaling they had.
Yeah, it was odd. It was, and Hawkeye had some of the best because he had poison.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was really weird, but it was very even.
So I guess to wrap it up, like, neutral footsies are different to us.
Yeah. Neutral's
different between us. The way you get around it is the same though.
Yeah.
The quote unquote bypassing is going from, it's basically like stages. It's zones if you're from London in your train station. It's basically going from 6 to 1 instantly.
Travel past, mate.
Literally travel past, not paying any extra, just straight there. That's kind of what bypass neutral is. You're not going from neutral close to the footsies into footsies and then playing that game. You've just gone from zone 6 to 1.
Yeah. Like, you wouldn't, you know, like where we were talking about jumps is like this weird, like vague bypassing. Same with like air dashes in a certain, but it's just like not. Like, you know, I mean? It feels like it carries more risk. But
and then and screen, like the squiggly and Argonaut thing is technically the same, but it's just in reverse. It's like bringing zone 1 to you, which is dumb.
Yeah.
But for some reason doesn't seem as potent.
It's a posh bar in fucking Battlefield, mate. Like,
fully. £10, 20 pizzas. That is the one.
Yeah.
I feel like there's no conclusion. It's still sad times because I still can't play neutral.
Still can't play neutral, man.
I'm just gonna have to hold that shit.
Yeah.
Oh well. I'll Grand Blue, innit?
Grand Blue.
Maybe.
I'm not even gonna play that game.
I know you're not gonna. You didn't play DragonBall.
I didn't play.
You're too much of a hipster. I don't even play on Hitbox.
I don't even play on Hitbox. I still play on an arcade stick. I know it's not at the top of the tier list anymore.
It's not. Shouts to getting barred. Not even banned. Barred.
Not allowed in the venue unless...
Mate, your ID is definitely counterfeit, sir. You're not getting in.
You gotta have bouncers.
Damn. You know what would be interesting? This conversation, I wish we had this conversation after Sham Show.
Oh, yeah.
Because that game is all damage for little skill.
Mate, your biggest punish being hard punch is mad.
It's interesting to see if people are going to think that game is all neutral or zero neutral.
Yeah, I definitely don't know where that game's going to sit in the world.
I'm going to say it's no neutral.
I'm going to say that people are going to view that game like Dive Kick.
Yeah?
Yeah. Where they kind of view it, even though it's not, because it's a legacy game. So
damn, I like Dive Kick.
But I think they're going to just view it as like almost a gimmick.
I think so.
Which is a shame because it's really interesting.
Like the mechanics in it are crazy. Like disarm and all that sort of stuff. It's definitely more in depth than seeing someone do one normal team 50%. Like
exactly.
It looks. I mean, maybe that would be. I don't know if that would be good for spectators.
I don't know. Like, it's pretty hype right now seeing like hard punch just take like 50%, but I don't know how long that will last.
Yeah, exactly. Like Hyper Viper beam incoming.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
got to dry pretty quick.
Yeah. So who knows? I'm excited. There are games that are just like totally. Even though, like I said, it's a legacy game. It's not like these are new mechanics. But I'm excited that there are games that I not like anything we're playing right now.
Yeah,
and that's cool. Even DBZ to a certain degree is just like pretty fucking wacky in terms of
its own entity. Yeah. I know people like to say it's a team game. It's got assists. Yeah, that is literally it.
That's it. Like, it's very fucking different. And I like cross second is the same. It's like no other game has ever had time be that much of a factor. And that to me is really interesting that people would do shit like that.
Yeah, nothing's come close to close. Even like the aspect of killing one character and you win it.
Yeah, like that's from like Tag 1 and shit. Like it's very cool that the people are still doing new shit because you know not everything can be like. This is why a lot of these like weird indie fighters fail, is they're normally replicating something and using a bit of like Skullgirls is a really creative take on Marvel 2, but it's not Marvel 2.
Yeah,
and that's what makes it good. You could just play Marvel 2.
Yeah, that's literally it. Like I do think. If we take away anything, just don't moan about the game. Just find one that you don't want to moan about.
Yeah, honestly, and like
stop making games like another game. It makes no point. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, and just accept that sometimes there's gonna be like annoying things in matchups to a certain degree. Like
on the matchups, I don't know. I thought that went without. So did my thing, I guess. Both of them went without saying. We'd think, but
it's like. I don't want to sound all like fucking hippie about it, but
we're both too late for that.
Too late, but yeah, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of fighting games. It's a cool thing about the community. You don't have to firm shit you don't like.
Yeah,
it's pretty rad.
Literally,
like you can like there are like 5 different fighting games that are huge right now, and you can play all of them like pretty frequently. So just do that. Play Guilty Gear. It's good.
It is a good game.
It's a good game. Until you play against Sean and it's less fun.
Shout out to Dimjo.
Alright.
Yeah.
That's that.
Yeah, that was a bit more depressing than the other one. Bye bye neutral.
Bye bye neutral.